Yo, what's up, jazz guitar friends? Larry Tamanini here with Jazz Guitar Under 5 Minutes. Hey, I'm here today to talk about mastering the 1-6-2-5 chord progression. You know, if you've been playing jazz guitar for a long time and you're at intermediate and advanced level, you're probably at the point where you can look at a song and be like, oh, this is just a 1-6-2-5 in the key of C. And then it's a 1-6-2-5 in the key of E flat. And then it kind of goes to G, right? And then it goes back, right? And it gets to the point where you can pick up that pattern, and it's really, really easy to just get stuck playing that whole thing and really thinking of it as a 1-6-2-5, but really getting bored with it, right? Because you play the same thing, you're just kind of plugging it in, right? And where I'm from, you're only bored if you're boring. So let's try to talk about some ways where we can make this 1-6-2-5 just not sound so boring. Well, here's the first step. First step is to make the 6 not minor, and then to make the 5 to weight that dominant chord a couple different ways. So check it out. Let's talk about what I played. And it sounded like I was just playing a standard. How many guitar players have just been on a gig, a solo gig, and you spent a lot of time putting some tunes together or a set list, and then you get there and maybe like there's music on in the restaurant, you kind of like out of your concentration for a second. So you just kind of start noodling, right? Why not? And what better way to noodle than just thinking about different ways to play a 1-6-2-5? Now, sure, I just played this, right? But what ended up with something like this. So maybe you've been playing guitar for a while and you read some transcriptions and you've seen other guitar players, or you've read and tried to play them doing that, but you don't know when to implement these ideas. Well, most of the time you can implement them all the time. And a lot of really good jazz guitar players would approach a song, I don't know, I'm thinking about like an A section of I Could Write a Book, something in C that's just like a 1-6-2-5, right? There's a million of them. And again, instead of just kind of just thinking about that, well, you know what, I want to get a little deeper, so maybe the first time I'm going to play, and then the second time I might do this, right? Now I'm going to talk about everything that I played here. Alright, so that again was pretty much what I played. Just sort of like noodling towards through that 1-6-2-5 and deciding where I want to go with it, right? Because again, solo gigs are long. Might as well experiment with trying to figure out different ways to get to different chord tones or different scale tones. But again, we're just talking about 1-6-2-5. So I picked the C major 9, right? And again, I wanted to create some tension, so I played this as an A, got a sharp 5 and a sharp 9 in here. And I connected that with that C sharp diminished. I like to play this D minor with the E in the middle, right? And then you heard me, right? Hendrix chord, sharp 9 to this 13 flat 9 chord. And then the second time I was through, I didn't want to recycle the same exact voicings. So what I did was I played this. All right, let's talk about that. We've got a nice C6-9 voicing here. So I went from C through that B flat passing tone too, right? A7 sharp 5. And instead of going to the 2 here, I doubled up E flat, A flat, D, D flat. Right? Nice little idea. And then trying to be conscious of my sound and using the guitar, I played this voicing, right? This is a cool voicing. I stole it off Pat Martino. I'm playing a C, an A, and a B, and a G. It's a major chord without a third in it. But I played this, and then here's my 6, right? A little voice leading here. What did I end up doing there? I kind of went to the 2, and then I went A flat, D flat. So be sure all this stuff is in play in a 1-6-2-5 setting, right? There's also other things that I can do, right? I can go and play this C, I can play E flat, I can play D7 to the D flat, right? I can do a lot of really cool things there with tritones. I can make them all major chords too, right? Ladybird turnaround, right? These are things that you can do all the time in a 1-6-2-5 chord progression in any key that's going to not make it sound so boring. It takes a while to just figure out some voice leading ideas and some patterns that feel good under your fingers. But once you do, you're meeting the music at the highest point. You're not just in jazz regurgitation mode where you're just, oh, this is just such and such 1-6-2-5 in the key of B flat, right? I mean, nowhere more is this helpful than on a rhythm changes, where again, if you're just locked into playing that as a major chord, minor chord, you know, you're going to get bored pretty quick playing rhythm changes. So if I make these all dominant chords, that's cool. If I kind of, right, I can obviously go to my 3-6, right? So important to really approach these 1-6-2-5s as just more than just this is just one progression or one simple progression. Take some time, try to get some cool different ideas that you can weave together. That way your playing won't sound so boring and you won't be so bored with some of your old ideas. Gotta meet the music while it's happening, especially in jazz. All right, jazz guitar friends, if you made it this far, thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. If you're gigging, be safe out there. Keep swinging. Bebop.